Eh, you're like that tree in Harry Potter.
And we are live. Hey guys.
Hey, everybody!
Hey everybody.
7 p.m.
Oh, hold
Central
on. Let me
Standard
switch
Time,
the go.
midnight Greenwich Mean Time. Everybody! Oh, Lord.
Yeah, thanks for being here today. Appreciate y'all for showing up. And we did as I'm sure you have recognized, we did switch the time a little bit this week. And we're going to do this at least for a few more shows moving forward, just to give an opportunity for our Australian, New Zealand, Asian family members to be able to join and ask their questions a little bit easier. So this just kind of helps to spread it out a little bit. And then we'll likely shift back at some point too, but we're gonna stick it for this time slot for a little bit, just to diversify a little bit. And yeah, because anyone who's filled out the questionnaire to fill out to be on the show, you'll notice I did ask what your preferred time was, just to give people some options, so that we can accommodate everyone, because that's what we're here to do, is to serve. Just gotta help spread it out. Um, yeah, so glad to be here. Happy to be here.
Absolutely happy to be here.
Yeah, and I think Charlie had a introduction and a quick video to jump into.
Yeah, if we can do that, Justin, that would be great. I'll have a brief
Absolutely.
introduction for it. So uh, I've got the window open. So what should I be doing now? I should go to Zoom and share
Yes,
screen.
correct.
Oh boy. Oh,
And did you make sure to check those two boxes?
I did. I surely did. So this is a just a 3 minute song. It's by a band I don't know a lot about at all, called Red Light King. But this is the closing song for that Kevin Costner movie we were just telling you about the other night, and that is called Draft Day, 2014 Draft Day, about the a day in the NFL draft. But that's just a vehicle. It's an allegory for righteousness and doing what's right, and then what happens because the rewards are built into the work that you do. So what happens when you make the right choices? And so everyone was pressuring him. He's a GM playing the GM of the Cleveland Browns, and everyone was pressuring him to pick a certain player to do a whole bunch of, so from the beginning of the day, from the owner everywhere, he was being pushed and pushed and pushed in a certain direction. And at the end of the day, he did what was right. And when he did what was right, a whole series of events took place that are miracles, and the end result was poetry in motion. It was beautiful, and so it's an allegory. It's an allegory for doing the right thing no matter what, and not letting. And so his job was massively on the line for not listening to the owner, but he did what he knew to be right. And so it's a powerful movie. We highly recommend it. And this is the song that came up right at the end of the movie. A lot of symbology, numerology in that movie as well. And this is a great song. And a lot of people seem to think that this is a song about football or something. But this is a song about the children of Abel. So it's the official video for this band, and they've got lyrics to it. So enjoy it, and let's kick it off. It's great. It's a great song, and the message is very powerful.
and I think he was on the way to a Trump rally.
Most definitely.
Oh
maybe,
wow!
maybe they'll play that tomorrow. Trump's in Alabama tomorrow.
Alabama.
Yep.
Awesome.
So, okay, so first off, Justin, if you want, while I'm just briefly talking here, you can call up the lyrics as well on your screen. But if you if you didn't catch all the alchemical phrases in that, so that movie, what we're trying to share to you is that we're all old hat at this now, but that movie is a white hat production for sure. And the numerology in that movie is insane, and it's filled with 45s and 17s. And so that song is purely alchemical. We are the ones that will bring the rain. We're the ones that bring purple rain. That's the rain they're talking about. We were born to rise because we're the children. We are the bloodline of Abel. We're not Canaanites. We are not the Canaanites. We are the bloodline or children of Abel. Abel didn't have any children, but we are
No,
of
because he
that
adopted
frequency.
us.
Absolutely. And so, Justin, did you want to bring the?
Yeah, I'm just pulling it up.
That could be the new official Trump one song. That is beautiful.
Yeah, and that should be the Trump song. And I think we haven't heard the last of it yet. So.
We could get our family to sing it too.
So, what do you know about sacrifice when the lights go out? Folks, the lights are out from January 6th. Is what Colleen and I, with Justin, we did a live show on January 6th. And then about 2 in the morning, we got deplatformed everywhere. So that was the last live we ever did on FreakSense TV. And that night, we told you in plain sight that at noon that day, that was the end of this 4-year miracle of Donald Trump, and we were headed back into hell because it had to be this way. And then it was incredible because Justin and Siobhan made the sacrifice and the effort to be there on our behalf. And do you guys remember all the things that Justin volunteered to do and how many people he helped and how much money Justin put out all on his own to put the sign up for everyone to see and whatnot? It was a day of sacrifice by so many. And then after the speech, after that beautiful speech and that gorgeous rally, then hell broke loose because it was planned. This is a movie. And so all the stuff that's happening in Afghanistan, you don't know what's happening in Afghanistan. Why do you think they picked Afghanistan? Because one, it's the last place any of us would go to, and it's so far away and so troubled. They control the environment. You don't know what's going on. If this movie was a joke, if this was all being done with all a little wink to the camera, none of us would have learned anything from any of this. They might as well just have allowed the demons to do what you think they're doing, which is just to run amok again here. So it's again just some people that we obviously we think a lot of all of you, but really feel like they know what's going on. And they're just beginning every day to question whether this is a movie, whether maybe the Q team is partially in control, but clearly they're not fully in control. They're in control. It's a movie, but you have to believe that the movie is real. And so this is the sacrifice when the lights go out. So this movie is foreshadowing, and this song is foreshadowing what was to come and what's happening right now. So it's very apropos that we're playing it tonight. Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, and there are real aspects to this movie playing out, like real consequences, real repercussions, because part of the reason for this movie is to draw out the remainder of the rats, the low-level minions who are still working, and they haven't actually committed crimes or done anything, but they know what side they're on. And so with the things like the election scam and all of that that's going on, and with the stuff that's going on in Afghanistan, like this is allowing those within the media, those within all sorts of politics, all levels of politics, to reveal themselves and what side they're on. So that's a big aspect of this movie and what's playing out too. So it's all designed to flush out the remaining kind of like scum, but also get everyone warmed up to this idea that we've got to come back to the truth.
Yeah, they all have to feel it, right? We all have to feel it.
Yeah. And I tell you what, like after the shenanigans with Afghanistan, you do not have a single person who is either in or supports the military that is still not pissed off by what's going on. And even more so than that, but it's done a very good job at getting people to pay attention what's going on, even if it's all staged, even if it's all fake. The movie is very effective in that manner for sure.
Right.
But
They're
but
hitting us on lots of levels though too, right? The
Mhm.
jab,
Yep.
the scary things that people are saying about that.
But the only thing that I wanted to make very clear about this is that it is a movie, but the script was written by the cabal. Don't kid yourselves. You have to see this to believe this. And it's hard enough for some of you to be able to see this and to believe everything that's going on. Now, imagine the masses. Imagine these liberals that right now are taking sides completely illogically, rationally against the military and everything that we hold to be right, just to blindly support Biden once again for these ridiculous decisions that, of course, are being forced to play out a certain way with regard to just abandoning Afghanistan. So where people are now, this is what we've been sharing with you ever since January 6th as well, is that you have to choose sides. And Afghanistan is yet another one of these big markers, big pieces in the game that's forcing you to take a stance. And the people that are still taking a stance in favor of Biden are so far gone. Right now, the people that are blindly supporting the Biden decision, and of course, again, it's not real, but who believe it's real and are blindly supporting Biden, they're lost. They're lost. And what's going to happen to them moving forward, we don't know. We don't know. But it's free will. All of this has to be done on free will. And remember also, what Justin was saying about there were people that can't be scooped up if they haven't committed crimes. They know that they're still out there, but they have to declare themselves. That's all part of the insurrection on January 6th as well, and the sort of the breaking into Congress on Capitol Hill is because during all of that mayhem, when the congressmen and women panicked, and remember what has Q said, what has Julian Assange said, 98%, don't play favorites in Washington, because 98% are going down the toilet because they were all just virtually all corrupt. So while they panicked because these Trumptoids that they think, crazy people that were breaking in and gonna burn them alive or something, they panicked and left, and they left all their laptops, and all that was scooped up, and that's all the evidence for aides and assistants and runners and all of these people.
So they're saying it was an FBI run operation.
It's hard to say. It's really hard to say who the white hats used to run it. We'll see in time. But the bottom line, so just like Justin was saying, that in and of itself was an event to capture as many people as possible. This is all about the pockets that have been hiding, the deep pockets that are hiding dirty lint.
Scorpions under the rock.
The scorpions under the rock and under the rugs. And now it's just trying to give everyone a chance to make a choice, and it's finding all the rest of these little scumbellies, and they have to be found and rounded up. So what do you know about sacrifice when the lights go out? That's what's happening right now. So don't fail at this last part. Don't fail when things are at their toughest right now. This is your moment to shine. We are the children that were born to rise. Don't fail at this. The price to pay when you're digging down, the skin of your teeth and the blade in your back. We've all felt that. Justin's felt that. We felt that. The blades that are now coming out of the woodwork to cast stones at those who have been guiding you with pure white light the whole time and the whole way is despicable. But it's war. It's expected. We're strong. We can resist. We can take it. That time the greatest thing for all of us in this family here, and for Justin and for Colleen and I, is that the truth will bear out everything we've been sharing with you. So
You have nothing to hide when you're telling the truth.
that exactly right. So
And when you know thyself,
that's right. So
other people's opinions don't matter.
yeah, so we know the price to pay, and we know about digging down and finding that intestinal fortitude and the skin of our teeth and the blades in our back. What do you know about hope? We have been the architects of hope. We have been called the
Opium dealers.
opium dealers. So what do you know about that? We know all about that because hope leads you to God. Hope leads you to the right. It leads you up. Hope gets you off your knees. Despair puts you on your knees, and that leads you to the left and to hell. So we know about that. We know about that. Write it off as a criminal, a place to cast a stone. On and on we carry on when one is not enough. And that's the whole problem. When God is no longer enough, when the one is no longer enough, this is the mess that you get. This is the price that you absolutely pay when the one is not enough. So you can just write off what's going on as criminal and a place to cast your millstone, but on and on we carry on. And we have to carry on when one is not enough. And we have to make one enough. One has to be enough. God has to be enough because God is everything. So we are the ones who were born to rise. We are the ones with the fire inside. So you see, this is Jesus Christ. We're the ones. We are the children of Abel, and we're going to follow that perfect bloodline of 42, 14, 14, 14. That's that third journey in that trilogy book that I'm going to be writing soon enough. And that's the 42, the miraculous number 42 are the three bloodlines that essentially run all the way from Abel to Jesus Christ. And that's that purity of the 42. And the 42 times 30 is 1260, and 1 and 2 and 6 is 9. And so that's all about Jesus Christ. So we are the ones who were born to rise because Jesus showed us the way. He is our teacher. He is the one that led the way. We are the ones with the baptism of fire inside. Just find it. Go to it. Don't resist it. I go to war with the brothers I trust. Justin, Colleen, those in our family. We go to war with the brothers we trust because we are putting our life and our lines on the line to share the truth in a world that does not want the truth. And there ain't no stopping us. There ain't no stopping us. Saying it twice because that's two for the mother. That's the fire and the force of the mother and the father. You see the Trinity in this song? Everywhere you see Father, Mother, Child. We are the ones who will bring the rain, purple rain, from Jesus Christ. We're the ones who will break the chain. We break their chains around our ankles and our wrists. We free our children first, and then there ain't no stopping us. And we go to war with the brothers we trust. And again, that's what's happening with all of these people that have been rescuing the children from behind the scenes, private individuals, military personnel that have been risking their entire lives and their families to be able to free all of these children. But that's who we are. And what do you know about heart? What do you know about that? If you're not standing up in this moment in time, you have no heart.
And you know, when you know what's really going on behind the scenes, there ain't no stopping us. There ain't no stopping us.
Which is a tribute to the NSA, and there is no stopping us because there's nothing that's going to stop the NSA from revealing when they're green light. It's a go. So when the odds are, what do you know about standing up when the odds are stacked against us? Time stands still, and there ain't no turning back. That's right. Stop this bullshit of linear time. Stop this left brain carnal Trojan horse mental mind attack that they're playing against us. Stop it all. And when everything you're worth is under attack, what do you know about heart? What do you know about that? So as we said, and I said on the big show on the other night with Colleen and I, part 1 of the astrological sky clock, Colleen and I made the point of bringing up Adolf Hitler again because that is the most taboo subject, seemingly, that's been out there. But I stand behind. I go to war with the brothers I trust, and I trust what they did. I trust what they stand for. I trust this truth that we teach. I trust in God. I trust in Jesus Christ. I trust in Mother Mary. I trust our family. And and we are the children that were born to rise. We've got the fire inside, and there ain't no stopping us. So there is so much symbology in that song. It is far, far beyond just a song to finish a movie about football. This could be the Trump song when he comes back. And
It's beautiful.
so yeah, I'll just let Justin speak to it, and then we'll get started with the show.
Yeah, I mean it's very powerful, and it describes everything that we're here to do. It's and this is this beautiful part of the experience where we get to hit that catastrophe collectively. We get to hit that rock bottom and bounce and springboard back and recommit to this journey that we're all here to do, which is we are born to rise. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to realize that, how many times around you want to go before you realize that you were here to rise. But now there's no better time than now. So we might as well do it now and seize this opportunity that we're all presented with. And yeah, it's challenging. It's certainly challenging, and it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be that challenge and that hurdle that we can overcome, so that when we get on the other side, I mean, even just looking at the lyrics when it talks about we're the ones who will break the chain. I mean, you can just see the visualization of those shackles breaking. You can feel the exaltation of that freedom that comes with it, and that's what we're here to do, is to experience that bondage. We sunk all the way down. We went as far away from God as we possibly could, and now we're breaking those chains and reuniting and going back to the Father and saying, you know what, I came here, I experienced that, but it's time to journey home, there and back again. Let's go.
Yeah, beautifully said, Justin. It's a hobbit's tale, there and back again to the lonely mountain, and you got to find the Arkenstone. And to find the Arkenstone, you got to dig deep down within yourself. So don't fail at the last, my friends. Those of you who are watching, who are not in the chat room, who for whatever reason are still on the fence, don't fail at the last. Stand up, be strong. You know, in your heart of hearts, you know everything we've been sharing with you is the truth. You know what they've been doing to our children. You know that Trump went around the world. I showed that to you. Even the mainstream media, who hates him, put all of the news broadcasts showing everything that we told you. It all happened. And be strong. Be strong. And if you're worried about jabs and what's happening to all the children and stuff, remember, it's free will, and you have to respect. You have to respect a person's God-given gift of free will. You have to, and you don't have to agree with it, but you have to respect their ability. So. Those people that are making the decision to go along with this and then getting sick and some are dying and whatnot, this is all a free will choice. And so when you say shame on Trump and shame on the Q team, no, because you're not thinking on the flip side of what's at stake here. If we don't wake people up to what's been going on their own volition, they're going to be in for a shock that they may not survive. Or what's worse is they may turn very, very dark and violent, and then we have a zombie apocalypse on our hands, but with all of the zombies, because it just went too far. So you're not thinking this through. When you're trying to cast blame on the White Hats, the Q team, and Trump over how this is playing out, you're not thinking this through. Take a deep breath, reflect on this through a position of strength, and you will see clearly what's happening. And the choices that people are making, it's on them. Everyone, all of the truth and the information has been given right from the president's lips.
And we're all culpable for our actions.
Yeah.
We can't blame anybody else for those choices that we're making.
Yeah.
Do the research.
And it's just like with anything, you know, if you're having trouble seeing it from this perspective, take a higher vantage point, like get higher, you know, rise. And that's, it helps with everything. And so those who are uncomfortable with what's going on, you're not taking the full perspective. You're not seeing this for what it is and what had to be done to get us to where we are, because it's all playing out exactly as it needs to. We're all getting exactly what we asked for. You know, everything is just and perfect within this creation, and it always has been, and it always will be.
So wonderfully said, Justin. And in the chat, William Reynolds, who's a really great guy and a wise person. William said, "We're on the 1 yard line. Really, keep it together. In it to win. We got this. We are. Don't fumble on the 1 yard line. You got plenty of time. We got all of our timeouts. You know, don't fumble. Don't fumble and have a catastrophe on the 1 yard line. No, let's take this all the way. We're going to score the touchdown. I'll kick the extra point to go from 6 to 7. You know, there's the alchemical nature to football as well. You score a touchdown, it's 6, and then you kick the extra point, which is the crown chakra, 6-7. So we're on the one. That's brilliant, William, and we truly are. We're on the 1 yard line. Don't fail now.
And now an Easy Lion says a kid can't choose, and I'm with you on that.
Yep.
I'm with you on that.
Absolutely.
But we've got to have faith in God too, because God is protecting those who might not be in a circumstance where they have the ability to choose otherwise. And so this is where we have to have this absolute trust that everything is happening exactly as it needs to, even if it doesn't appear that way, even if from our limited perspective it seems, you know, like it's all going wrong, or it's not fair that it happens this way. It's like, well, it is fair, and it is absolutely fair. We just can't see it from this perspective, but we do. You can either trust it and have faith, or you can live in fear and live in that way. It's your choice. And that's what I've been telling. I've been being a little short with people who have come to me with doubts and fears as of late, and saying, you know, it's your choice to live in faith or fear. In every single moment, you get to live in that. So, yeah, it's true in every single moment.
And I really can't believe that they would weaponize the children's vaccines, or anybody's for that matter.
No, not saying that they're great. And remember, the whole point that Colleen and I have been trying to share with you all along is this: your body is, remember, everything is the Hermetic principle: as above, so below; as within, so without. So our Earth is a closed system. You are a closed system, and you're made in a very unique and specific way. We're very close to one another, but there's a unique difference that can never ever be bridged. That's the uniqueness that is you, which is eternal. And so your system is closed for a reason, because it is all you. And only you can heal you. Only you have the answers for you. It's why urine is such a key point in your personal health, because it's you and it's the essence of you. And if you don't want to drink it because it smells terrible or whatever, change what you're eating. You're in control of everything, and you are the miracle. You are the pinnacle of God's creation. But when you toxify yourself, then you pull yourself down to Goblin Town. So all of this is very important to note. You don't have injections for anything. Your system is designed to provide and heal for everything. So once again, you know, you listen to these scientists and they shake their heads about a fruit diet, and they'll tell you that it's very dangerous. Oh my God. And they're just such liars. And that they'll tell you, but what about your vitamin? And what about where are you going to get your vitamin B12 from? And what about this? And what about these nutrients? It's all inside of you. It's all inside of you. You eat for the experience. You eat for something to do. You could just as easily be processing the magnetic ether just as eating, you know, what's around us. But if you're going to eat what you are. And what we are, frugivores, which is fruit. So you would eat fruit. So it's common sense. The jab is a foreign invasion. That's what's happened to America. That's why it's perfect for this COVID-19 thing, because they are the infection. They are the disease. They are. And it's playing out. It's just playing out perfectly that way. And so we allowed them to enter inside of us with the
In
shows.
many ways.
That's right. With the music that they promoted as top 20, with the books that they made top 20, with the movies in Hollywood, with television, with the food, with everything. You're letting them in to you. You give them a free pass all the time. And when someone comes along telling you the truth, you don't want to hear it. But you give these demons who are corporations, you give them a free pass all the time. So you don't have foreign substances into you. You are a closed system. So when you get the jab, it doesn't matter really what's in it. You're still going to have an adverse effect to it, because this is something foreign going into you. You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't get injections. You don't get jabs. Your body can do everything. Enough said. You know, we're going to roll into the show now. But this is lunacy. Lunacy. If you think that they went through all of this war and all of this miracle to take down the cabal, and then just to let the cabal vaccine play out and just, murder innocent children. No. No. Why are people dying? Because that's what most people do. People die because they're sick. And people will say to us, no, but Charlie, I know a neighbor, or I know of a friend, and they were perfectly healthy. Bullshit. How many people do you actually know that even resemble health, let alone are perfectly healthy? They're not perfectly healthy. And they're using the jab within themselves as an excuse to get sick, as an excuse to die, as an excuse to roll over. They're not healthy. You think that they look perfectly fine because, they don't have a third eye coming out of the side of their head or something like that, but they're not healthy. And the jab is just the excuse they've been looking for to allow themselves to get sick. It's here. It's all in your mind. And that's where World War III has been fought. And this is where the greatest disease exists in the world today, is right in here. And that is the greatest tragedy of all. So.
Yep. Yeah, and just like all of it, we're all presented with exactly what we need for this situation, for what's playing out. We're going to experience the exact repercussions of our actions at all times. So that includes the vaccine as well. All right. Well, on that note, should we hop into having the guests?
Let's do it.
All right, Danielle, you are up first.
Ding dong.
Hello. Welcome. Danielle.
While we're waiting for Danielle, when we were kids growing up in Canada, our parents didn't lock the front door at nighttime. I remember that. So, better day.
Hi, Danielle.
Still connecting to audio. There you go.
Did I get it?
Yeah, we can hear you. Perfect.
All right. Hello.
Hi.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, good to see you, Danielle.
Greetings from Iowa.
Wow. Honeycomb.
Yeah. So it's cicada season now. So.
I love that sound. It's so very nostalgic.
Thank you all for everything that I've learned from you over the last year, and more to come, hopefully. I'm currently on a journey transitioning to move south. So that way I can continue doing the work. And part of that doing the work was, so I looked up the word hypocrite, because I don't want to be a hypocrite anymore. I want to pull the wood out of my eye and do the work, because my friends don't believe me about anything I say, so I have to show them. And everybody from Iowa knows if you build it, they will come. So, so that's what I'm doing. So then I looked up the Hippocratic Oath and was reading through that, and which, do no harm. And the Freemasons all over the country have just, got control of everything. And if you say one thing against them, I'm pissing people off left and right here with, hey, the symbols, and look at this and look at that. So my question is in part of the plan, is that like the doctor, like most doctors are Freemasons pretty much. Is that going to be exposed, especially like with the jab and everything else going on? And yeah, so.
Yeah, I would say definitely it's a lot of people join those kind of groups, not for nefarious reasons at first, but they're just breeding grounds for lies. Like when you have secrecy, when you have this whole community, that this cult where it's all about rituals and keeping things secret, it's a breeding ground for keeping that lie to perpetuate. So it's okay if people join social groups and are in communities and have those kind of experiences, because there are a lot of, most of the low level groups within Freemasonry and whatever else, like they do great things for their communities, and they come together and they have dinners and whatever, and that's fine. But as soon as you start introducing secrecy, then that's where you start introducing lies and manipulation and control, and it just continues from there. So we can have, I see those groups continuing as a communal sort of thing, but from a secret lying perspective, like no way, we can't have that. We have to have the truth, transparency.
Yeah,
fully.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Me on Facebook, I'm like, why don't any of their buildings have any windows?
Yeah. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I'll let you take it away, Charlie.
It ain't because their light is so bright that everyone,
Right. No.
that's for sure.
Right.
No, and most people join Freemasonry to get ahead. So these are the sort of the movers and shakers within every city. A lot of people join the Shriners. They're all looking to get a leg up, an edge on their competition in business, because what they're told about Masons and Masonry is that it's a very tight group and they help one another, and so you're going to be successful if you can get in. So most people are drawn in to become Masons for all the wrong reasons. You're not serving others. Masons don't serve others. They attract people that are looking to save themselves and to help themselves. This is service to self. It's not service to others. That's the single biggest problem with Masonry.
Under the guise of service to others.
In the guise, that's right. Especially in the political framework, in the guise of helping others, while their pockets are lined beyond description, and they literally allow vampires to rule the roost from behind the scenes. I mean, it is despicable. It is absolutely despicable. So who are the biggest groups that are connected to Freemasonry? By the way, professional athletes. It's astounding in the last 20 years how many professional athletes are now Masons, and how many professional athletes have come forward about any of this, about anything. How many? Well, when you're making $120 million a year for knocking a little ball around or something like that, versus maybe, pumping gas and refilling tires, you probably just keep your mouth shut. But again, that's for all the wrong reasons. Service to self, not service to others. And they make themselves clowns, which is what they are. Doctors, dentists, lawyers, all of these ace positions that we're told in our society, they're just littered with Masons.
Well, even in the military.
Well, it used
To
to.
a certain extent, I know
It
that I
used.
have somebody close to me. Sorry, I have somebody close to me who wasn't advancing, and they went to their superior and was like, "How can I, advance?" And they pointed to their Freemason ring, and he's like, "I'm not gonna do it."
Yeah, there were a lot of people in the NASA space program who were real pilots, and really believed that there was a moon out there and that there was a race to go to the moon and stuff, and they really 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 wanted to go to the moon, and so many of them could never figure out why they never got chosen to be on any of these Apollo. Do a little research on who Apollo was and what Apollo represents, and so this is the same thing with the police force. All of us have stories of families and friends that would have been perfect police officers, and they were never selected. They tried and tried and tried again. They were never selected. It's because the police for a long time are looking for one thing and one thing only:
Corruptible people.
those that are willing to get that ring, the ones that will play the game.
And I'm sure some slip through. Some good ones slip through.
Absolutely. Just like, the FBI is filled with people that just want to eliminate crime and do their jobs, and they can't, and then they grow frustrated. Some quit, others, compromise. That's Commissioner Gordon in the Batman movies. That's his role. That's part of what he's showing. He wasn't in that club, so he never went anywhere, and he never partook in anything. But he never said anything either. Like you said, who's there to rat to in a town this corrupt? So you're exactly right, Danielle. It is littered with masonry, and masonry is perfect for the military because it's citizen military. The good soldier never looks behind them, because if they did, they see everybody else turning and running, running in the opposite direction. So that is the foot soldier's creed: is you're not allowed to turn around, because everybody would just be running for their lives. And so that's what masonry is all about as well. Just shut up. You don't say a word. You get ahead. Service to self, and it's despicable. And you ask, moving forward, will all of this come out? Will this be exposed? You bet it will. You absolutely bet it will. Remember, one of the first things that Adolf Hitler did in Germany, when the brown shirts rounded up all of these Antifa rioters, it was all starting in Europe in right after World War I, in the teens and in the 20s. These Antifa communist, fake Jews, Zionist, murdering scum were creating hell on earth in all of these cities, including Berlin. And that's who the brown shirts were. So you've heard all these stories,
like
in
the
your
yellow jackets in Europe, right?
Yeah, you've heard all these stories in your history books about how awful the Hitler's brown shirts were. No, they were powerful, and they were necessary, and what they did, and they were righteous, and what they did is they scooped up evil fast. They scooped up evil fast, and you don't have all of these fancy trials with their lying scumbag lawyers and whatnot, and you delay and delay and delay. No. If you want to defeat these evil ones, you have to act now. These are the lessons that Trump and the Q team learned from JFK, learned from Adolf Hitler, learned from Abraham Lincoln.
And I'm sure that the people who are in the lower level Masons, who don't know about what really is going on in the upper echelons of the Masons, it's the same with the Catholics who are in the Catholic Church. They have no idea, as parishioners, what's been going on behind that. They've actually been part of a satanic ritual.
But they all hear stuff, and I want to make this so clear. Believe me, everyone who, even the Shriners, they all hear stuff. They hear stuff that's disturbing. Nobody says anything. No one says anything. And the reason, again, is because this is all service to self instead of service to others.
And
that's
we use
the
our
biggest
cognitive dissonance.
And that's the biggest change that has to happen moving forward. You have got to just see that the way of this world is to love and to help one another.
And when you know better, you do better. And you know,
Yeah.
we're all guilty of doing that too, just turning our heads sometimes because it's easier. We're tired of being shot down by people saying, you're crazy. We get it, but we can't do that anymore.
No more, no more. So great question, Danielle. And yes, this is all going to be revealed. And then here's the bigger thing, Danielle, moving forward. Medicine is going to completely change. And believe me, I haven't done a podcast on hospitals and what they're really all about and stuff. But I could. I haven't done the podcast on dentistry yet. These are all purposely designed. Hospitals are places you go to be abducted, to have organs removed. Oh, we made a mistake. What is the second leading cause of death in hospitals now in the Western world? Accidents. Oops. Are they accidents? Are they accidents? Or are they harvesting things that they need? Are they looking for blood types? Are they looking for organs? Are they looking for certain things? Hospitals are not what you think they are. And they are hotbeds for germs and bacteria to spread. And they don't take any steps. In fact, they encourage it. The last place you ever want to be is in a hospital. These are bastions of evil. And hospitals are ruled through the basement. I've said that from day one. And it is. Those people who run the pathology departments and the morgue down in the basement, they run hospitals. And they're all Freemasons. And what they're the ones that get the last word on the death certificate. And so they are telling the world what people are dying of, and they're lying. And what's happened
That's
to
how
our
they've had the complicity with the doctors in the hospitals saying all these people are dying of COVID because they have those institutions under control.
Yeah.
And so everybody out there that we're trying to tell COVID is really real, or they're using this as a weapon, you know, and it's false. Nobody believes us because, well, the doctors are telling everybody that they died of, this person died and your uncle died of whatever. It's not true.
Yeah, I mean, and there's females in Freemasons too, the Order of the Eastern Star. Their symbol is the upside down Satan star. I pointed that out, and wow, did I get some people in town pissed off at me. I'm like, you had no problem pointing it out during the election with the Democrats, so I'm pointing it out now. I said, it's the building here in my town is less, it's less than 2 buildings down from the post office. I'm like, drive by it, look, it's right there. There's one window, the door, that's it. And you know, that's like, and Disney is Freemason too, because when you wish upon a star, all of the stars wear blue dresses. So I used to want to be a Freemason before I woke up, so I did a lot of research on them because they were good. You know, all the guys around here were, and I can't because I'm not a boy and I'm not married to one, thank God. So now that I know.
Good job.
Exactly.
Good job for being culpable for your own choices.
That's right.
Making those research. That's awesome.
Yeah. Just make sure you don't go into a feed store and say out loud that you're hearing voices in your field. Okay. Other than that, you're okay. So,
are we in Dyersville?
it's a lie. Everything's a lie. And so hospitals are going to change. Doctors are going to change. Dentistry is going to change. The legal system. Oh my God. It's everything is going to massively change, including people who hack our chat room.
Wow, that's evil.
So thank you for all of that, Danielle. And you're exactly right. It's Masons. It's institutionalized. It's evil, and it was controlling the military. You didn't get anywhere in the military without being a Mason. You didn't get to go to the moon. You didn't get to go to the moon without being a Mason. And it's going to end. So great question.
Well, thank you guys all. let the next person go. And I love you all, and
We love you too.
thank you.
So
Love you,
nice.
Danielle.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for coming on and meeting us.
Yeah,
That-
Thank you. I love you all.
love you too.
Love you too. And thanks for being from Iowa. We love Iowa.
Well, I'm not originally from Iowa, but I grew up here, so.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Danielle, take care. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Tori, no.
Tortor.
All right, Michelle, you are up next.
What a great guest. Again, just love these-
Danielle's amazing.
She's lovely.
She's gone through such a powerful transformation, and it's so beautiful to see. Hey, Michelle, can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you
Yeah,
see me?
Yeah, we can see and hear you. Beautiful.
Okay, cool.
Welcome.
Well, hi.
Hi, Michelle.
We love all the woodwork in your home.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
There's lots of stories around this old home. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you great.
Yeah, okay. I'll just close this window here.
Yeah, you just want to make sure your audio is coming from Zoom, not YouTube, so that way,
Oh,
way
okay.
it's, yeah.
Yep. Should I keep the sound?
I would just close the YouTube video for now. It's
Okay.
and then you can open it back up after you're done on the Zoom. But we'll be doing all communication through Zoom.
Oh
Is
no,
that
I've
what-
lost you. Have I lost you?
No,
Oh, can
you're
you
still here.
Oh,
You're still
okay,
here.
okay,
Yeah,
good,
perfect.
good. Okay. Just right.
Yeah,
Okay.
perfect.
Wow. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I've been listening to you for quite a long time now. Not years and years, but since 2020, I guess. And you've really helped me through this time. And I've learned so much. And I've found the fifth dimension. So anyway, I thought I'd stay in line with Danielle because I guess I didn't delve much into Freemasons before and have learned a lot about them over the course of the last year or so. And just this week, actually, I was alerted to the fact, but I guess that I sort of may have already felt it, is that all principals of schools are Freemasons. Is that right?
A lot of them.
Very like.
Oh, so it's still the same, like not all, but most. Okay, so that means that there's quite a possibility that my grandfather was Freemason on my dad's side. So how does it impact the later generations from, if you've got Freemasonry, people doing that sort of stuff in your family background, does that no. Okay, so
No.
basically,
Nothing will ever come back against you. All of this is your free will expression in life. So something that someone in your family has done is no. And again, not all Freemasons are complicit. I think the biggest crime for most Masons is that they turn the other way because they all hear stuff that's going on. And they know that it's not good, but they all turn the other way because they don't want to rock the boat. And that's not a great thing, but that is massively different from harming children or anything else. So no, there's nothing against you at all.
well, that's good to know. but because of the situation of me divulging that information to a group that I was going to help out, possibly in the next few days, step into the government position and oost the government, basically. They weren't going to accept anybody that had any background that led to Freemasonry. So basically, when I put all my cards on the table, and I said, you know, like, this is how it is. Do you still want me? No, they don't want me. So anyway, it's no big deal. It's probably good. What else was I gonna? I was just thinking of some good things that I've just done recently, and that's learned how to go for a allodial title on my land, or the land where I live. Sorry, it's not my land, but so I actually have my own flag on my land now, and I don't pay government taxes on the land anymore. Yeah, and I also don't pay tax anymore. So if there's any Kiwis out there that want to know more about that, they can contact me. I've got the template letters, I've got the information, and I've done it. And
if you want people to reach you, what's a good way? Maybe an email or something if people do want to reach out to you.
Yeah, it's maybe I'll put it in the chat later.
Sure.
That's a better way. Yeah.
If you want to send it to me, I can put it in the show notes.
Okay. Yep. Cool. I'll do that. Yeah. And yeah, I can just feel things getting quite tight because I've had a small business going for long time. And now, yeah, it's tight, all right. So I went into town. I tried to drop off 2 parcels of goods. I sell wax to make candles and stuff like that. Lovely. And basically, you can't send anything anywhere. So, but we can still move. We can go to the supermarket. Okay, we can go to the supermarket and get shopping, so you can sort of do a few diversions on the way, if you're that way inclined. And me, I don't wear a mask. So, and I do all this protection stuff before I even go to town or near a supermarket, because it's just energy zapping. And also there's a chance of getting a lot of confrontation. Anyway, so with my business, or all small businesses are closed, but supermarkets are open, your petrol stations, you know, the corporations. And you can't use a courier to send out parcels. The poor woman that I spoke to at the checkout at the supermarket has to keep her mask on 8 hours a day. I'm the only one in the supermarket going around with no mask, and I don't sign in, because you're supposed to sign in. I just walked straight through and did all my shopping. Then I got out through the checkout. Oh, at the checkout, I get, where's your mask? And I go, oh, I've got an exemption. And then I turned around because there's all these people looking at me, of course. And I go, it's an exemption from God.
That's great.
And anyway, and then I got out to the area where they usher you through the gates into the supermarket. And she said, the lady said to me, why weren't you wearing a mask? And I said, oh, I've got an exemption. And she said, well, next time you come through, you got to show me that. I said, yeah, no worries, I got it. And I know I'm not going to go back there for a long time. So, because I'm well stocked up, ready for anything that comes my way. But everybody that was in the supermarket is complying with these masks. And the lady at the start finish point in the supermarket said to me that all these people had told on me. Like lots of people had told her this person and this, yeah, me going through the supermarket with no mask on. Anyway, so
You're a super spreader now. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Spreader of
But
God's.
gave me a chance to have a bit of a talk to the lady on checkout and then a lady in the car park. And I was just getting people to be aware of, get that mask off, you know, when you're out of there, if you're going to wear one. And I think a lot of them wear it because they don't want confrontation. It's not about that they believe that it's stopping anything. It's just that they don't want what I went through, you know, like, even though it wasn't really, you build something up to be worse than it's going to be. Like if you just, yeah, anyway, that was no worries.
Yeah. Did you have so thank you for standing up and being a warrior like that. You know, that's what we all have to do in each and every moment. We take the righteous decision and we be righteous, and that means standing up for what is right. And so thank you for doing that. But did you have any questions for us or you wanted us to get into?
No, it was basically that.
Okay.
Just the Freemason stuff that bit there. But I did have something that came through this morning that I thought you might be interested in, and it is leaked information, and I'll just try and summarize it. Apparently we're going to be put into a full lockdown October, and that's when there'll be martial law, hospitals, quarantine bases, airports. They'll assign troops to regions to enforce mandatory testing with household testers. This has come from somebody in the military.
See, the issue with leaked plans a lot of times is we don't know if these are leaked from the plans that the cabal had to actually influence and instill on everything and put out their plan, or is this something else?
Yeah,
So
we
always got to
don't know.
take leak things like that with a grain of salt, especially when dates are given and things of that nature. But you know, at the rate that it's going, especially in New Zealand, it is getting a little wiry down there, and especially when we know the extent of how nasty it gets underground and what's gone on in that country. Like it makes sense that there does need to be a great purge within that region, just to flush out everything that's left.
Yeah. So basically it's also letting you know, like everybody needs to get stocked up, get themselves sorted. What I've been doing here is planting heirloom trees, apple trees, and various getting garden beds done, and getting different vegetables and things, seeds planted, and I'm set up on 4 acres and been here for quite a long time. So at some stage, I think that I'd like to do something similar to what you're doing and attract more people here, because my sons aren't here anymore. They've left home. They live in Australia. And it's just me and my dog, really.
Yeah, well, that's one thing that we want to do with the website, which should hopefully be out in about a month, is have a platform for people within the community to connect with each other. So those of our family members who are in New Zealand can reach out to you that way, or wherever we all are in the world, and start to gravitate and magnetize together. You know, that's that magnetic attraction to where we can be pulled together and create these communities so we can truly shine even brighter, you know, because we're pretty brilliant and bright on our own, but you put us together and it just magnifies it exponentially.
Yeah. There's just one more little, it's big. There was something you said, Charlie, about there being free will. See, what I can't get my head around is that there's people that like, because they said that they were going to put on hold the children getting these jabs, and now a couple of days later, which is what we'll do anyway, is they've said from 12 to 15-year-olds in New Zealand are going to be getting the jab. And so there's grandmas that have got and they're on par with us and what we know, and they're seeing their children, which are adults, maybe my age, a bit younger, put their kids forward, they're not kids, sorry, children at 12 and 15 to have the jab. And the children what choice do they have? The 12-year-old did this beautiful song for his nana.
Right.
And then he goes and he's trying to talk to her because he knows she's against it, but her parents are for it. And it's like, and I just said, you got to, and my friend that was telling me this, they got to run away from home, run away from home. You know, I don't know what.
But see, that's where it gets back to trusting in God, trusting that this is all part of, you know, there are protections in place that go beyond the physical reality that we see around us. And this is this trust and this faith that everything's happening for a reason. So those who need to experience repercussions from a vaccine will experience those repercussions. Those who don't need to experience repercussions will not experience them. But we have to trust that everything is happening exactly as it needs to. And as soon as we start getting caught up in the whys and like thinking about things, taking all this thought and getting consumed and worried and fear and all that kind of stuff, then we start to fall, we start to descend. And that's when it gets to be painful experiences for us as well. So it's really just this taking no thought and trusting that it's all happening as it needs to.
Okay, so I go and visit my mum today. She's had the jab, both of them, Pfizer, and she is totally at other spectrum from me. And I can't even hang out with her anymore because we're just on such different pages. So I just stepped in and I said, gave her a hug. And then I just said, look, I've got to go because just does my head in, you know. It's like, because the only things you can talk about are really superficial, don't mean anything. And there's no way she's going to come onto my page, and there's no way I would go on hers either. And it's just like, I'm just not ready to. And it's sad because she's 85. You know?
Yeah, and that's a beautiful opportunity for you to step into that temperance and that acceptance and know that, you know, I'm not here to convince anyone. I'm just here to love. I'm here to love you as you are. You get to make the free will choices that you want to make, as do I. And we can still come to this space of recognizing, you know, the love and beauty between that you have. And so that would be a wonderful place to step into that.
Wow.
It's challenging. It's very challenging,
Yeah.
but the greatest challenges bring the greatest rewards. They bring about what we're supposed to do. So when God presents a challenge to us, it's like, do you want to step up to the plate and actually take that challenge, or do you want to fold and go back to your old ways and continue going around and around and around? It's a tall choice.
Yeah.
But yeah,
hey,
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for sharing all that. Thank you for being so vulnerable with what you are sharing and what you're presenting, and for standing so strongly within the truth. I do want to make sure that we get enough time for our other guests. So I just wanted to see if you had any last comments.
No, that's great. And just thank you. And one day I hope to get over to help you with your doggies and your animals, and get to Mexico when all this is over.
Oh, and we would love to come visit you on your 4 acres with your dog.
Yeah, sure. And we'll have a fire outside.
That sounds amazing.
I would love to. We would love to.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you bet.
Okay, got to get those fruit trees growing.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Hey, take care. Thank you so much.
All right. Love you, Michelle. Take care.
Yeah, love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
While Michelle is leaving and Justin is getting ready for the next guest, remember everyone. I mean, you have to allow this idiocy to play itself out. And you're seeing parents that you have to question. Is leaving and Justin's getting ready for the next guest. Remember, everyone. I mean,
how come I knew I was next?
You have to allow this
Amber, you're up.
Play itself
Yeah,
out.
hi. You got to, hey, you need to mute your YouTube video because we're getting an echo. So I'm going to mute I just muted your mic real quick, Amber. If you close out the YouTube video because we're getting a two-way audio. And Charlie, if you wanted to finish that thought once she gets all settled.
Yeah, well, just really quickly again is that there are some major things at play here because everything has to be re-examined. So what you're looking at now is that how qualified are most people to have to even have children, and so all of this is going to bring up some really difficult talking points, some major things for us to all consider and talk about moving forward, because what you're seeing here is blind parents forcing their children to do horrific, despicable, satanic practices, all because the figure of authority tells them that this is what you should be doing or else. And that's not a leader. That's not responsible. That's not strength. That's not being a mother or a father or a parent. That's weakness. That's a coward. And we just have cowards teaching their children to be cowards and to be godless. And so this is once again at the heart and soul of all of this is a huge problem. And the huge problem is that the vast majority are Satanists and they don't even realize it. And again, that statement may sound impossible, difficult to hear or impossible to believe, but it's true. The vast majority, we're talking well over 90%, are practicing Satanists. And they have no idea, of course, that they are, but they are. And so if you're procreating, what are you bringing into this world? The children just don't have a chance. So before you judge the Q team on any of this right now, you just need to take a step back and a deep breath before you cast judgment, because this is far worse than we can teach you or than you can probably believe. So
yeah, thanks for that, Charlie.
I am.
Hi, Amber. So you need to unmute yourself. I muted you for a second while you were getting the audio situation. So on Zoom, there's a little mute button next to your microphone. So you just need to click that. There you go. Now we should be able to hear you. Perfect.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Absolutely. Super excited to be here. When I got the email, I literally, I don't know what happened. We'll just start from the beginning. About 5 days ago, I got a lot to say. About 5 days ago, I just woke up like out of a dead sleep, and I was standing up straight. I mean, I had already was going to put in a 2-week notice. I work for the airlines. Okay. So, you got to hear a lot of stuff going on there, but, oh, by the way, welcome from Arkansas.
Nice.
South. And I love it here because I have a right to bear arms.
Yay.
Super excited. Oh gosh. Anyhow, I just want to tell you that again, like things are happening bad to me. Like I can't tell you, like my daughter's car blew up, like ran out of oil, and it blew up and got on fire. And she said she just did a little prayer and it was out. I called the tow truck guy and I see the tow truck guy. I'm like, hey, I can do this job. I'm trying to get a job, right? Because I need to, pay bills. And it's taking me serious. I'm like, cool. This is, because I'm used to not really be taken serious because I'm a little odd. I'm a freak sense kind of girl. I just don't make a lot of sense to a lot of people. So I'm just there. I'm with you. Everything you talk about, Charlie and Pollywog, just goes in and it absorbs. I feel like when that song came on, I felt like it was just for me. I can tell my bloodline immediately. I hate to say it, but I know who I am and I've known for a long time. And just the excitement, even all this stuff going on with this Afghan story, I'm like, I know it's being spun around some way. But my question is, I just wanted to talk about Valiance because then my husband's car broke down. This is all in the same day. I ended up getting that job at the tow truck place. And, tow trucks don't have a really good reputation to begin with. And I'm kind of straightforward. I kind of wear because I'm almost shameless because I know who I am. I've worked really hard to become, like he said, gauge that temperance. I'm there. I'm on a whole nother frequency.
Beautiful.
Forgiveness. When I look at the elderly, for instance, or anybody that's being used by their mind, it blows my mind. I just feel sorry for them. I never try to make them feel bad, but they're not going to make me feel bad either, so this tow truck place only lasted a couple days. For number one, it was filthy. I can't stand a lot of dirt because to me it's parasites. I don't know, I like the word parasite. It's kind of deep, and it kind of goes right along with this COVID thing. I mean, they're keeping certain medicines. What really is this? What's really going on? My daughter's noticed a difference with just some of her schoolmates. Different and funny because they caved to the peer pressure. You were talking a little bit. I wanted to talk about that. She was talking about in the supermarket how people are wearing their masks, and I just kept thinking, I won't be pressured, but because I'm allergic to dust, it's perfect for me. So now I get to wear a mask without looking like a freak. So I kind of blend, but at the same respect, they kind of look at me, they're like, they know something's different, So, but I just try to bring a lot of love and a lot of energy in there. But at the end of the 2 days, I felt like there was demons all over me. Like, these people are so dark. And the first thing that boss asked me in the first 15 minutes, I'm in the kitchen I was making something to drink. And he says, "Are you vaccinated?" And I said, I kind of swung around and said, "Do I have to answer that?" I said. He started getting really upset, like almost shaking. He's standing at least 8 feet from me. I'm new, right? And I said, he said, "Well, yeah, because, I'm the owner here and I have a right to know and da, 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 da. And, I can force you to do it." I'm thinking, can't wait for you to do that. I got some paperwork for you. But actually, I kept that to myself because I got that little mischievous side to me. But I just basically told him, I said, "Well," he said, "Are you refusing it? Because I'm getting ready to write up some paperwork. I think I should have everybody sign something." And I'm kind of standing a little coy. I don't really mind. And I said, "Well, I'd rather not use the word refuse. Can I?" I decline the vaccine. Or excuse me, I don't even like to call it the vaccine. I decline the injection, whatever this is. And he said, "Oh, well, we have somebody in the hospital right now for 3 weeks." Later, thought I still have my mask like a little bit around because, the place is dirty. It was incredible to be at that job, but they ended up, it was kind of mutual. They kind of wanted me to be a little shady. And when they threw me in the fire, I kind of slow people down. I don't want to disappoint people. I don't want to set them up for failure. I don't want to say, "Oh, well, we'll be there in 30 minutes. And they call back and they're like, "Where are you?" And they just want me to go, "Oh, we'll be right there." No, I can't do that. Why can't we just say an hour and a half and let them know so they can get something done or whatever it is? Well, he basically said that, so whatever that
Yeah.
means.
Well, thanks.
I am super honest to a fault almost, but I do.
Yeah, thanks for standing so strong within that and sharing all that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I wonder, do you have a particular question you want us to get into?
You can tell I'm a talker. Absolutely. Right. I would love to be there with you guys. The synergy would be incredible. I can already tell. I feel like I'm one of you because I know exactly who I am. I'm in the process. I just got the forms and stuff, but I haven't able to get to it. But I'm trying to wonder. I have several because I was writing them down, but let me see. We talked about peer pressure. When was the insurrection really cast? Was it? I think it wasn't cast at the time it said it was. When do you know when the real insurrection was cast? When was?
I don't. I mean,
everywhere for that,
and it's one of those things where, you know, we'll probably learn about these details later on, but everything has had to have been, you know, it's a military operation. This is a high level.
Right. Okay. So
stuff.
that helps a lot. Thanks.
Yeah. So you can't really divulge all these kind of plans, and
absolutely,
especially anyone who claims to know for certain and that they've got insider information. That's when you turn the other way, and especially when they're charging money to get that insider information. It's like, nope, nope, you're a liar.
This isn't just any military operation. Remember, this is a small group of families, and then these families have been asked to play multiple roles, and so there's a lot of people that go by various names that are all stemming from, I really believe strongly, this small group of families. The reason being is that the only way to defeat them was to be able to create this network of trust where they absolutely knew that what was really going on, what their plans were never going to be divulged to the cabal. So I think very, very strongly that this is a very, very tight-knit operation, that there is very few groups that are really in the know with all of this. And so when people say that they have leaked information, it certainly isn't leaked information from the Q team. They've never made that mistake. And in terms of when the resurrection date was, or even if there was any kind of resurrection, the ultimate resurrection was when this plan kicked into action, and that's probably sometime in '61 when Jack and Bobby Kennedy sat down and looked at each other and said, "We've got virtually no power. How did this happen, and what do we do?" So that's probably the real first step of the insurrection was way back in '61. But
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there are no leaks with this team at all.
Do you think that at this point it's like a domino effect? I feel like there's a big beast and they're just like cutting the heads off, and we're trying to get to the biggest head. We're almost there. Am I right?
Yeah,
I just feel so strong. Like all this light just. All this bad stuff's happening. I mean, I'm still smiling, going, "Dang, this is the greatest time to be alive." Like, what's going on?
Right, and a lot of people do feel that way, but there are tons that don't, and I think that they can shake their heads. So we just heard some more horrific things about New Zealand and Australia, and as Colleen and I are listening to all of this, I'm sure that the white hats are probably thinking the same thing as well, which is like, at what point do you not stand up and say, enough, this is just pure insanity? But even the people that we know and love and we know that have been, really strong in trying to get this information out, so many are just going, so what I need to do is just basically cut a hole in our basement floor and hide there for the next 90 days. And it's like, no, you've got to get in their faces. Somebody has to do this. And are you going to go to jail? Probably. But the first thing that happens when you become imprisoned by any third party source, God's there in a heartbeat. So if they throw you into prison and lock away the key, there's a mighty, mighty power come and set you free, because it's all in your mind and you have got to stand up. So people are going, when will this end, Charlie? The moment you stand up. this is getting insane. It just seems to be getting worse because you're not doing anything about this. And so now they're talking about, well, if the kids are, if they want to be in school, then they have to get vaccinated. Don't send them to school. That's been the message, I think, so clearly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Fucking satanic schools.
They're gonna fire
Right.
me if I don't get the jab. Then get fired.
Then get fired. Don't quit.
Absolutely.
Don't quit. Do not quit. Make them fire you, because every single one of these people that have done this against your rights, they're all have to stand. They all have to stand to these crimes
Nuremberg.
committed.
Yeah, violating the Nuremberg codes. I mean,
That's right. You do not let anybody off the hook. You proudly march without a mask.
So funny. That is so funny. You should even say that.
You make them fire you. So
I feel that way.
you're right. Stand up. The whole point of this
Feel
is
that
getting
way.
worse and worse and worse in New Zealand and Australia and Canada in particular, because those three countries have feel like they've had it so good for so long, and they're
so complacent.
they're complacent.
Absolutely.
And for somebody else. Oh, I can't wait for the Americans to do this. Oh, I can't wait for, there's a big rally in London.
Right.
Wait for that. No, you have to do it.
Right.
You have to do it.
Right.
Colleen and I have put not only our lives, but the lives of our precious family at risk by doing what we're doing. But somebody had to do it. You have to do this. This is that moment. We are the children that were born to rise. And again, if you haven't watched The Passion of Christ in a while, go back and watch. It's not mind-blowing stuff about the teachings of Jesus Christ. That's not what that movie was about. It's to show you what Jesus willingly went through. And these are the same people. Nothing has changed in
Absolutely.
1,000 years. Nothing has changed. It is
No, that's the Bible.
doing this to us. And Jesus saying, this was what I was prepared to do. Where are you? Where are you?
Right.
We're prepared. We are prepared. And if any of this wasn't true about the Q team and Trump taking over, believe me, they would have come for Colleen and I ages and ages ago, and there would have been a gun battle. Not
Absolutely.
quietly. So you've got to stand up and you've got to fight for yourself. This is what it's all about. Because if we do this on our own volition, where we stand up and we say, I am a sovereign being, God damn it.
Absolutely.
S over reign. You are over the Maritime Admiralty laws. You are a child of God.
Absolutely.
You reign over them. They don't reign over you. They piss down your back if you let them.
Right.
You reign over them. This whole thing is to teach you to grow a spine, to grow a pair of cojones. You got to get strong. You got to get tough, and you've got to stand up for yourself. Enough with this positivity
Absolutely.
and fear. What are you afraid of? You're an eternal being.
Right.
Something happened to you in the act of standing up in the name of Jesus Christ and God. What do you think's going to happen to you?
Right.
What do you think? You'll be the number one star
Free.
in heaven.
You're going to be free.
You're going to be free. You're going to be free, because the only thing that holds you back is your mind. And your mind,
Absolutely.
fear. Stop fearing. Get on the side with God. Be all in with God. Wear the armor of God. So many in the chat room tonight have been saying this again and again and again. You wear the armor of God. That means you are all in, trusting in God. And He equips you with that armor. Tyler said it all night. William said it all night. Wear the armor of God and nothing will touch you. And if somehow anything did, don't you know that you're going to be taken care of and your family's going to be taken care of? It's all good with God. It's all right with God. It's only left and wrong with the demons. Say no. Stand up, put your palm out and say no. And if you get
Absolutely.
carted off to prison, God comes and will set you free. He'll break you up.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was amazing. Wow. I just want to tell you how amazing this whole thing is. I feel valiant. Me and my husband, even my children, they just refuse to do this shot, whatever it is. And we will not back down.
No.
And we've said it already. I would probably die first before I let a job tell me what I'm going to do with my body. Amen to that. So I encourage everyone else to
Beautiful.
well.
Yeah, thank you so much for standing so strongly. I mean, you're a warrior, and your family's a warrior family, and that's what we need. That's truly what we need.
Thank you for inspiring Charlie.
A gun never killed anyone. Beliefs kill people every single day.
Oh yeah, prisons in the mind.
What is the heart and soul, the center of the word belief? Lie.
Ooh.
Lies. Lies kill every day. A gun never killed anyone. Beliefs kill every single day.
Absolutely. That's how they overtook other countries. How do you think they did it in Germany? They had to take over these smart, intelligent people. And how did they do it? They enacted fear. And once they enact that fear, people start running, and they're afraid of what? What are they afraid of? Like, they're afraid to die. They're afraid to stand up for what they believe in. They're afraid to be locked up. They're afraid for all these things, and God will set us all free. And I really believe that we are more precious than gold. I say that every day. And there's no price on my head that you can put. I mean, I'm worth a lot because I know who I am. And
sorry, Amber, but a quick
stuff to me, it's so bad. I went in the store. I used to get SpongeBob candy. I mean, I don't eat candy, but these little SpongeBob candies, 2 for $1. They're huge. They're only 100 calories. You know, I'm always watching that because I'm trying to gain some. But I go in there, and now it's $2 for one. I said, well, I guess it's time to quit, because I did know I was getting addicted. Oh, it's real strong. They know exactly who I am. And my husband's even stronger than I am. He's directly a direct descendant of England. And I go Ireland, Scotland, English too as well. So my mother would get mad at me. It's English first, English first, and then Scotch, and then Irish. So
Yeah.
a quick interjection here, a quick history lesson for everyone. Remember, the fear and the taking away of guns was done in Russia. Wasn't done in Germany. The first thing that Adolf Hitler did in Germany was to allow everyone to bear arms and to protect themselves. And it's just more of the lies that came from the history books. But that was in Russia. It was the communists in Russia. The communists in Russia are the architects of the worst atrocities in history. Now, they've been blamed on others, but it isn't true. It's the communists in Russia. And when Adolf Hitler declared war on 6/22, June 22nd, 1941 on Russia, it was to wipe evil off the face of the earth. Don't kid yourself. So we've been lied to, and communism is at the root of all evil because it's godless. And
absolutely, I say that all the time. If you don't have free choice or free will to choose, it's got to be Satan. You can't force somebody to do something. Right. You can't.
Can't serve two masters.
Look at China. Let's look at China for a minute. We've got centuries of this stuff. These people are crazy. They really are. And then they got us brainwashed, and all the other people and I'll call them true victims, because I feel like they're just being brainwashed with all this doctrine that isn't of Christ. I mean,
the Chinese are beautiful people. China is so far ahead of us.
I'm talking about at the top of the card house.
Absolutely.
Which is the top of the card house. I'm not saying that there's not good people, because there definitely is. And that's the same thing with Russia. That guy lives in a mansion because the rich people pay for it. I mean, that's incredible what he like. And then he goes around and plays hockey, and everyone's like, yeah. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? You guys are really cheering for the guy that's oppressive.
Look at a Hollywood movie. What does every single Hollywood movie show you about Russians and what Russians are like?
They look like machines.
Ever met a Russian? Ever had?
I actually have, and I've seen their dog, and their dog is huge. Like, you guys, that dog would take up half my couch, like 10-foot dog. Come on.
They're beautiful people. I have met a lot of Russian people, and they're
beautiful people.
And they're very talented.
Yeah.
If you look on YouTube,
they're very humble, and and they're just organic would be the word for me. Super organic and little
Yeah.
freedom, and they could go far. And I am looking forward to
Yeah.
what is
What?
coming.
Me too. Yeah. Well, Amber, we do have one more guest waiting, so I just wanted to see if you had any closing comments or wanted to end off with anything in particular. Thank you for hopping on.
I just want to say that anybody out there that's struggling, just love the people that are around you. Just even when they're upset, whatever it is, be ready to fight, of course, because I have the sword of truth. But I look at people like, wow, and they'll sort themselves out. They'll sort themselves out from you. And that's what the Lord says. He says, if you're not with me or against me, and just try to show them the light through you and be the example that way. Because if you become bitter and you just start arguing, don't let them trigger your amygdala. There's a little gland in here that gets triggered and they're trying to make that bigger. And you already knew about that, I'm sure, but that's a whole other story. But just love people, have compassion. And even because I have to deal with that with my kids, and I tell them, you can't get mad because people are wearing masks. They generally feel fear. They're like scared, and then they get peer pressured that you don't care about other people. And when you just want to breathe, there's nothing good about breathing CO2 all day. I thought that's how you could die. That's at least what I was taught. But anyhow, just love people and have compassion. And I will definitely keep up with you, Justin. I hope to definitely email you again.
Yeah, please stay in contact. I've got,
there's some real questions I'd like to ask you.
Yeah, for sure.
And you as well, Charlie. Oh, one more question. You don't have to say exactly where it is, but I've seen the beautiful land that you're on. Can you give me the whereabouts in the world that you're at?
Yeah, we're in sort of central Mexico. We're about hour and a half south of Mexico City, about two hours up from Acapulco, and it's just a high mountainous valley, and it's all farmland, and it's agrarian based, and it's quiet and peaceful and green and gorgeous, and yeah, really
And the
love.
people are super humble.
They are that the thing about the Mexicans are the Mexicans that are the poorest, those that don't have big jobs and they don't have loans and they don't live in the big cities and whatnot. They are gold. They are every single family, and they would do anything and everything to help you. The problem in Mexico is the same problem in Canada and the United States. It's that upwardly mobile
Right.
that think they're better than others and they want to get to the top of the pyramid, and they are prepared to use and abuse and lie and cheat everyone because they're entitled, because that's the American way, because that's the capitalist dream, and they're lost, and it's a shame. But the backbone of Mexico are all these beautiful souls, families, and all they want to do is go about and they do such great work. They take such pride in everything that they do, and then they just want to get home to their families and be together as a family. So it's gorgeous.
Also, thank you so much for that video with all the islands and it was a 2.5 hour thing. Like, it was great. Like, that was absolutely amazing. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, thanks for hopping on with us, Amber. Appreciate you
Absolutely.
being here. Thanks for saying it so strongly in the truth.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, we love you. We love you lots. All right, sister.
Love you too.
Love you
We'll
too.
stay in touch. Take
Amber.
care.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
We
All
have
So
right.
beautiful, Pollywog. Bye.
Bye. All right.
Sylvana.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, sister.
I love your hair.
Thank you.
Oh, it's so good to see you.
You too. Beautiful family. I love you so much.
I love you as well. It's a
Oh, lovely.
Franken.
Whoa, frankincense.
I love frankincense.
Nice.
Happy Sabbath.
Wow, happy Sabbath. Lovely. That's beautiful.
Excuse the tears.
That-
I
it's
don't have much to say. You've kind of answered everything. It was more about touching base, coming home.
Thank you so
Thank you for being present. Thank you for being here for us and for guiding the light and the way.
Oh, you're so beautiful. Thank you. Where are you from right now? Where are you?
Australia, down under,
Uh,
regional.
beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you for completing everything and clarifying everything for us. We
Well,
needed you. Thank
and
you.
and thanks to the AB originals, the Aboriginals that came first, because they figured everything out and they got all the answers. So moving forward, the people in Australia, all you have to do is apologize, shake hands with the Aboriginals, and say, yeah, maybe we need to do it your way. Show us the way, and it's a beautiful way. That's just like in Mexico. It's family oriented, and it's God based, and it's nature based, and it's community based, and it's lovely. So thank you to all the giants that came before us, and again, thank you to Jesus, and to Mary, and to God, and to, all we can do is, when our time comes, is be the best version of ourselves that we can possibly be. And that's all that Colleen and I are trying to do, is what Justin's trying to do. We're just trying to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be. This is that one moment in time. This is that one moment. No one in history will ever forget these years. No one will ever forget. And put your name on the roll call moving forward of those warriors that risked everything to stand up for what is right. That's the bottom line.
And the list is long.
Yeah, and it's getting longer every day. Be strong, brothers and sisters. Stand up for God. God created all of this for us, and a group of very sick people have just managed to convince us that He doesn't exist and that everything is a lie. And all we have to do is just go back to what is. That's the mother. To get Him, you have to get her. Embrace Mother Earth. It's so simple, easily done. And be strong. Be strong. Put your name on the roll call, because no one will forget all of us that have risked everything to stand up for future generations and for our children. And remember, all the children that have been hurt and abused by the system, they will forgive us the moment we ensure that no other children ever get hurt again. This world is for them. This is the world.
This is the world.
Forward. Colleen and I want to do is make sure that children and animals have the right to play and to be wherever they are without fear of being abducted, without fear of being hurt, without fear of being killed. That's ridiculous that any of this exists, and we have to do whatever it takes to ensure moving forward that our children and these precious animals that God created on this earth are safe. We are the shepherds. We are the shepherds of this earth, and it's up to us to ensure that everyone is safe to enjoy this miracle creation of God and the gift of the mother. So let's do this together. Let's work together. Let's help one another, and let's protect our children. Let's protect these animals. Let's do things for the right reasons and the right way, my friends. And we can do this together. We can do anything.
True.
That's thank you for sharing that.
yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, mammy, mama. Oh, mammy. Thank you. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you so much.
Mm.
Thank you.
Uh,
I
so,
love you. Thank you,
oh,
Justin.
I love you so much. Silvana, she just like every chat she bursts into, it just full of love. You can just feel her exuding this powerful, compassionate presence that she carries with her everywhere she goes. And thank you for you.
Thank you.
Hmm.
You're awesome. Thank you. I'll see you live soon.
Yes, we're coming.
Yeah.
Meet you halfway.
That would be lovely too. Once our
We
website
got
has a map of
Yeah, that'll be really cool.
yeah.
much love.
Yeah,
We'll
love you
see
too.
you in heaven on earth, all of us.
Yes.
Mankind, heaven on earth soon.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Of
Sylvia.
course. Well, thanks for
Okay.
being here.
Thank you all for being here tonight. This was amazing. Beautiful, beautiful night. I can't think of a better way to spend a Friday night
Right.
or Saturday if you're in.
Justin,
Yes, sir.
you to to finish the show, let's do this one more time.
Go for it. We can hear it. Can't see it.
Okay, let me just turn on share screen. Let me please find the right screen. Yeah. Thank you, Kaliwa.
Sure.
One more time, here we go, because we are the bloodline of Abel. We are what is right. And I would be remiss to say, if I didn't, that talking about the children, I want to put a huge shout out to our military, because when I hear that song, the first thing I think of are the brothers that are bonded through war, and what these kids have risked and what they've witnessed to be able to stop this insanity. This is far worse than we can imagine, and they are the brothers that I trust, and they are the ones that we go to war with, and they've done the hard job. We've had the easy job in comparison to them, and I'm proud to go to war with all of our brothers and sisters that have fought the cabal every single year. Every year, everyone who has stood up to these sick, depraved maniacs are our brothers and sisters. And so a huge shout out to the beautiful militaries around the world that have stepped up, that are making sure that people are not getting hurt, and have gone underground, have seen it all, have done the rescues, and have made our children safe. I did a thing on MeWe the other day about a picture of Donald Trump, and he's got all the hamburgers in the White House, and it's beautiful and horrible, because all of those silver platters, they were all shaped like evergreen container ships, cargo ships, and those hamburgers were boxes, were our kids inside of all of these ships. And that's why the candles on, or the lights on their table, were not lit, because they've been taken down. And that's why behind President Trump, the candelabras that were on the wall, and there were 5 candles on one side and 5 on the other, and he had his hands out, 5 dados, 5 fingers, 5 fingers, 5, 55. What's the gematria of JFK Jr.? J is 10, F is 6, K is 11, J is 10, is 18, and that equals 55. JFK Jr., the symbol for JFK Jr. is 55. Donald Trump's 45, and President Kennedy was 35, 45, 55. And they've gone to war with the brothers that they trust, and they have brought down the cabal. Don't let anyone start to cloud what you already know, what we shared with you. These monsters have been taken down. The war has been won. Our children are safe. That's what the biggest thing that was being shown in that picture by President Trump, is that our children are now safe. and these are the real heroes. Colleen and I are played a role to the best of our ability, but it's nowhere near what these warriors, our brothers that have gone to war. So any of you that are listening, boy, oh boy, we love you with every single ounce of our souls, and we welcome you to our family at any time moving forward. And we love you, and we thank you so much for the courage of what you've done. So yeah.
I mean, it's truly just yeah. There are no words to yeah. It's powerful. It's powerful. The sacrifice that's been given to get us to where we are, and that's what's needed. So yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you to everyone. Tony in the chat, Justin pinned it. Tony put in the chat, here's our intro for the website. So there's a link that you can click there. And a huge thank you and tons of hugs, kisses, and love to Tony for all of her
working very hard.
Yeah, Tony's she's a superhero for sure.
Warrior. Tony is a warrior. She has been more than you could possibly know. She has been, and doing her best. And the shows with her and Justin are so great. They're just pure truth. So. Thank you to all of you for being warriors. Thank you for standing up. Thank you for being strong. We got this. And just remember what William Reynolds, right back at the beginning of the show, thank you, William, said. We're on the 1 yard line. Don't let anyone tell you any different. There's lots of time, and we got all of our timeouts, and we're on their 1 yard line. We got this.
We're gonna bust through.
We're gonna score the winning TD, and this game is over.
Because God wins.
God wins every time.
Yeah, seriously. And so yeah, fantastic show tonight. Amazing guests. Really just had lovely people joining. Such warriors, such strength came through. You could feel it. It's so palpable. So yeah, thank you all for joining us today. And just a quick announcement, Charlie, you and Colleen have the show on Sunday evening, right? The follow up for.
That's right. That's going to be at 5 o'clock Central Time. That's because 5 o'clock is a great time for everyone in the world. So we can get people in UK and Europe can watch it. South Africa can watch it. Australia, New Zealand, and everyone everywhere in between. So that'll be 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And that's essentially part 2 to the show that we did with overwhelming positive response the other night about the astrological sky clock. And what this show, about an hour and a half only, and it's going to be down in distance. So this is showing you what you need to do. When you wake up every morning, it's what you must be aware of to have awareness. If you want awareness, you can only be awake if you have awareness. And to have awareness, you have to be aware of your astrological sky clock. It's you in every single moment. So what day of the week is this? What week is this? Where is the moon? Where is she? What is she doing? Where are we in terms of the seasons? And where is Jesus Christ on his journey? We need to know these things. We absolutely need to know. They're very, very powerful. And we need to know, like we talked about the other night, we need to know especially the cross. Always the cross, the 4 points. Are most important, and that's what we're going to teach you on Sunday, is how to do this, what this looks like, and then you'll see the gifts. You'll see, because you're aware, and every single day is for you, but it's created by God in a very special way for you, and all you had to do was just put the numbers together, just add it up together, and then every day it's a special day for you. So you got to take you seriously. Stop taking TV seriously. Stop taking sports seriously. Stop taking all that bullshit
Or other
seriously.
people's opinions of you.
That's right. Start taking you seriously, because you are the child of God. You are the pinnacle of God's creation, and you have to start taking yourself very seriously. And then you can start helping others. That's the whole point of this, is that you will become a rock star, a real rock star.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's going to be a fantastic one. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, this was amazing. I love you both so much. I love everyone here. I mean, I just feel so energized after these shows. It's beautiful. So yeah, thank you all for being here, and have a wonderful rest of your evening, or morning or day, wherever you are. And we'll see
We
you
were
next time.
born to rise. We were born to rise. And there ain't no stopping us. There ain't no stopping us.
Nope.